Hello to my lovely, lovely Libras. I'm pulling myself up on saying my Libras. No, you're your own Libras. Very much so. Um, Libras, absolutely. You've got that whole being in your own bubble of energy thing that's been coming through all the readings last week. You've got that down. You are standing strong. Wait until you hear what I've got for you. It's quite funny, I have to say. I'm a Libra, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about this, but it's good. So um, how do I want to start? How do I want to start? I did a reading yesterday, and it was kind of a tell me anything reading, and I'm not going to record it, I'm not going to post it, but whoever it was for, they were surrounded by Libra energy. It was like they were so protected. It was basically the first cards that came out were all Libra cards. I had the Judgment card, the Judgment card in reverse. So it's almost as though this person had bad judgment. So Libra was funny what I just heard. I heard taking the stand. So I'm getting different things, right? Okay, so or taking a stand, taking the stand, taking a stand. Somebody was being protected by Libra, I want to say. It was what got you here, Queen of Swords, Libra energy. What is undermining you, the Justice card, Libra energy. What is supporting you, the Empress, Libra. It was like just completely contained by Libra energy. Now, I don't know, because it was funny that it was supported and undermined by Libra's energy. I don't know if this is one Libra or if it's somebody's dealing with multiple Libras. Libra can indicate the law as well. So some people, especially with the stuff about taking a stand, which keeps coming through, which I'll get to in a minute, it could be that there's something about like somebody's going to court, somebody's taking the stand. I don't know, that comes through quite often at the moment. Like legal proceedings, the Queen of Swords can be a lawyer. Just what's it called now? The Justice card can be like contracts, law, legalities. The Empress, it can be like mother, boss, divine feminine. So really interesting. Judgment as well, that's kind of Scorpio and Libra for me. What was that? What was coming through with that? It was coming through with, again, this isn't your reading, Libra. This is a reading I did for somebody else, but you're like, it's almost like you're, what do they say? You're the defense, you're the prosecutor, you're the judge. It's like you're the whole courthouse, Libra, at the moment. And this judgment in reverse, it was coming through with this like no second chances energy. No second chances, we're done here. Really, like with the Queen of Swords as well, it was like crossed boundaries, being cut out. I don't know what it was. It didn't feel like it was your reading. It felt like you were like the judgment energy coming in. It's really interesting reading. But what came from that was it was the song She's a Brick House by the Commodores. And what's interesting about that is we've got a song for Libra by the Commodores, and we've got a song for Virgo by the Ataris. So there's something going on there with like the old consoles, Atari and Commodore. There's something to that. But brick house. Now, at first I was offended because I know the phrase, and I'm going to swear, so swear warning. I know the phrase built like a brick shit house, which normally talks about a man who's very, very big, very muscular, but also very big, right? Built like a brick shit house. When I actually looked at the lyrics of that song, and when I looked up the very funny description on Genius, which I totally recommend you go and have a look at, it's more complimentary in that song. He's talking about this woman being like, almost like very formidable, and it does feel like Libran energy. He talks about her measurements and having that hourglass figure and things like this, and really being able to get what she wants and stuff like this. It's like whoever this Libra is, this person is a force to be reckoned with. And I tell you what, I know some Libras who are like this. It's the funniest thing because Libra has this energy of like it's so soft. It's so soft. If you think about a brick house, right? If we just talk about this as an analogy for a second. So Libra energy, because I'm picking up this really soft energy. It's like it's just full of love. A bit like what came through for the Pisces reading. It's just love. It's just love. I want to say, it's like Right, ugh, too much. Right, brick house. It's protective. You are protected, but if you are in a brick house, you are protected from the outside world, right? And a brick house is going to stand strong. They're kind of giving me the wolf analogy and the little pigs. You know, he blew down the house made of sticks. He blew down the house made of straw. He couldn't blow down the brick house. The brick house was secure, strong, stable. It wasn't going anywhere. So this is an analogy for you, Libra. You're not going anywhere. Very, very strong, very secure in yourself, perhaps. Now, I talk a lot in tarot readings about building solid foundations, about the Tower card, about how when the Tower moment comes along, if something's built on faulty foundations, it's going to fall. Now, a brick house, for me, talks about not only having those secure, solid foundations, but having built this house brick by brick, you know, laying it stone by stone. This is something that is meant to last, I want to say, with your energy at the moment. Now, I don't know what this is about. I don't know if this is something that you've been working on. I don't know if it's, you know, maybe you've rebuilt yourself. Maybe you've gone through something and you have built yourself back up, you know, brick by brick, step by step. And now you're standing very, very strong, Libra. Firm in your own foundations. It's like firm in your character, firm in your beliefs. Nobody's going to take advantage of you. Now, those people who you let into your brick house, Libra, they're going to come in to find, I mean, not my house, I'm a Libra, my house is a mess, but it's cozy. Inside that house, your friends, your family, your loved ones, the people who are allowed in past that formidable exterior, just so soft for them. There's so much love there. Like, it's nurturing, it's supportive, it's gentle, it's kind, it's giving. It's just, you're so full of love. It's a house of love, right? Everybody in the house of love. Everybody in the house of love. Well, love. I'm gonna make a note of that song. I'm gonna put it in the description box down below, and you can go and check that out. House of Love. It's a funny one. You're getting funny songs. You also got, because I did Virgo's reading yesterday, and I was like, give me a sneak peek, because I'm a Libra. I was like, give me a sneak peek of Libra's reading. You know, it can't all be brick house. And I got, and it keeps coming out this week, I got Me Versus Us by Taylor Parks, the Alan Walker version. Like, that song keeps coming through so much for the past 2 weeks. It keeps coming through in people's readings. So I love that song. Really, really love that song. So yeah, I don't know if this is about you figuring out, almost like being good on your own. Like, they show me a card called Solitude from a specific deck, but it's like, you know, you've built your firm foundations, you've built yourself up, you know who you are, you're really good, you're really strong. It's funny, I've just actually done a reading this morning. It was a coffee break quickie. You can go and look it up. I don't know what the title's going to be yet. But it was coming through this Queen of Wands energy, which I'd say would normally be Sagittarius or possibly Leo in that reading. But it was coming through with, like, a very formidable character, absolutely knew who she was and what she wanted. And I'm getting quite a similar reading in your energy, Libra. Like, you're the brick house, right? Full of love. Like, it's not a brick house, it's a brick home. Like, secure, solid, dependable, nurturing, loving, a place of safety. It's gorgeous energy. If we just get over the song that it came through with. It just feels protective. It feels like you're protecting somebody that you love. Yeah, that's what it is. Like, you're defending someone you love, you're protecting someone you love, you're offering someone a safe space. But that song it came through with, if you're lonely, why did you say you're not lonely? Because, Libra, I think you're good on your own. And yes, you'd love to open your doors and let people in. It's funny as well, that reading had a song called Windows, again by Taylor Parks. It's like, you want to open up to people, you want to let people in, you want to open the doors, but you I think you're careful about who you're letting cross your boundaries right now with that Queen of Swords energy. The funny thing is, and I lost my mind, so I got that song through Brick House, and then I watched a Libra reading for myself by somebody called James 13 Wicker. He's on YouTube. And I'd already started watching it, and I started watching from the point that I'd paused. And he said something about a house. I can't remember exactly what he said, but he was like, Libra, you're this he said the same thing, and I was like, oh my god, I'm the brick house. It's so funny. So go and check out James 13 Wicker, his Libra reading this week as well, or last week, and see if there's anything in there for you. I got a force to be reckoned with. It's kind of coming through with battle axe energy, which Libra can definitely be, especially if they I mean, I'm called Karen and I can be a proper Karen, but normally it's because somebody has pushed my buttons. So Libras, I feel like you could be going into that. It's like with the Justice card, it's like, you know what's right, you know right from wrong. And if somebody, it's almost like an abuse of power, or like somebody treating somebody you love badly, and it's like, hell no. Oh, I'm going to rain down fire from the sky on you. You know, it's like, I know, it's like, I go into arguments. I've got Libra and Mercury as well. So it's the way I argue. I go into, you know, somebody's, especially like I remember my daughter's school once having to, you know, they were really unfair. So I went in with like, you know, the European Convention on Human Rights of the Child. It's like, I know my law. I know right from wrong here. I know that I'm right and you're wrong. So you can't, it's this really logical way of arguing. You can't, you're forced to be reckoned with. With the brick house, I've got that you can't be blown away and you can't be blown down. You will stand, I'm getting, you will stand. I just randomised a song, on Spotify for you, and I got Tom's Diner by Suzanne Vega. Not quite sure how that fits in. Maybe you're dealing with somebody called Tom or Suzanne. Tom's Diner by Suzanne Vega. But the actual album cover, or the album, I believe, was called Solitude Standing. So again, with this word stand, I've actually underlined it twice. You will stand, solitude standing. It's like, if you have to stand alone on something because you know it's right, then you will stand alone and you will continue to stand. It's like, this is my hill and I'm going to die on it kind of thing. It's you cannot be moved. Maybe it's like some kind of like point of view. The thing is, Libra, we take a very long time to make our minds up. We really like to, this is why people say Libra sits on the fence, Libra is wishy-washy, Libra takes a long time to make a decision. Yes, we do, because we want to make the right decision. We don't want to jump into something and have it be the wrong decision. So the thing is with Libra, you make very good decisions because you've thought about them long and hard. You've thought about every single angle, every single opinion has been taken into account. You've looked at the black, you've looked at the white, you've looked at all the grey areas in between. So when you finally reach a decision, again, somebody could be literally a judge. It's like you've looked at all the details with that analytical mind, with that logical mind. When you make a decision, that's it. That's the decision. You cannot be swayed. If new evidence comes in, fine. But other than that, nope, your decision's final, Libra. Because you know it's right, because you've thought about it so hard. So people can come at you and argue and try and argue with you, but you've already thought about those arguments. It's funny, again, my daughter's doing a debate in school, and it feels like that. It's like the best way to win a debate is to argue from the other person's point of view in your own mind. Like, what would that person argue? And then you've already got the replies because you've already know what they're going to say. So it's like, no, you've thought about it. You know, you can't be swayed. All right, Libra, Monday. Giving me, you're making your mind up. Marine life, richness. Yeah, this is the thing. You've looked at all the richness. You've looked at all the details. Or you're finding the richness and vibrancy in your own life, your inner life. Magnetism, attraction. Attraction, 37 and 32. 10 and 5. Yeah, it could be that you've made your mind up about some sort of change, or ending something and a new beginning. M could be a significant number. I'm just noticing they both start with M. I just say number, letter. My children also make this joke. Like 7 is the best letter in the alphabet. M is the best number. You know, like these silly jokes. Groundedness, armadillo, and change. Yeah, funny I'm talking about change, and you've literally got change in armadillo. It's so funny, that reading that I just did. It was all about, have I got the courage to change? You're coming through as that Queen of Wands energy, very similar energy of like, I've made my mind up, I know what I'm doing, and I'm going to make this change. It's like determination. We'll find out more about it. again, groundedness as well, groundedness and chameleon. I was talking about how it could be that a tower moment did hit you and your foundations crumbled, your world, it felt like your world had fallen apart. And you thought, I'm not having this, I'm not having this, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing this anymore. So whatever your, again, it's like all talking about your energy. So whatever your external situation is, I feel like you've done some shadow work, some intense shadow work. Libra, I've been getting this for you since before COVID, where again, you've been building yourself up brick by brick. Now you could have almost like redefined your personality, like a makeover, but it's like a spiritual or a personality makeover. Like you've completely changed who you are. Now it could be something like repurposed brick. You could have a house that's knocked down, you repurpose the bricks, you build a new house. It's a completely different house, built again from the ground up. You're building something from the ground up. Big change energy. What number's that one? Number 7. You're being very grounded, you're being very practical, you're being very logical. Libra for Monday. Libra for Monday. That is a bit too many. The unexpected power. Perhaps you're surprising people with your power. Discernment, assessing, change, again, hunger, blossoming and fruition. I feel like you're blossoming, right? Monday, Libra. Can I get one card, please? Monday, Libra. Yeah, a bit secretive. Self-reflection. There's a song in that Tom's Diner where she says, I'm looking outside the window. Does she see me? No, she does not really see me. She's checking her reflection. And fear. Why is fear here? They're giving me the song from that reading again. You're not alone in all this. You're not alone, I promise. I think you're recognizing something about, it's like I'm seeing this as you, and this is like your own external fears. I feel like you're protecting yourself from your own fears. Or you're being protected from your fear. The light here is gold, and will there as well. Self-reflection. Reflecting on your own fears. What scares you? Why does it scare you? What's the worst that could happen? What are all the different things that could happen if you go for something or you do something? Are your fears valid? How valid are you? What extent are these fears? Is your fear of such a magnitude that it's disproportionate to the probability of that happening? So yeah, intellectualizing your own fears, inner reflection regarding fears. One of my favourite quotes is, is it Odesque? Oh, I can't remember the Latin, but it's fortune and love favour the bold, which is a quote. Fortune favours the bold, or fortune favours the brave, is a very, very common quote that they used to say in Rome. It's quoted in a variety of literature, fortune favours the bold, or variations on that. Ovid, who's one of my favourite writers, he's one of my favourite poets, because he's very cheeky, he's very tongue-in-cheek, and he changes things and he modifies things. There's, a constant adaptation with this chameleon here, which I'm going to come back to, I think, in a second, because I think that's important, where he turns it into, not just fortune favours the bold, but fortune and love favour the bold. One of my favourite quotes, and it's something that a number of years ago, I started to say to myself, because I would often miss out on opportunities. There were things that I would let pass me by, and things that I wanted to do that I didn't take steps towards doing because I was scared. I had a lot of fear. And that mantra to me became, and also the kind of thing of like, he who dares wins, and if you never try, you'll never know, all these kind of things. It's like, you've got nothing to lose, because the only failure is not trying. The only failure is not doing something. It could be a fear of failure. if you never try, that's the fail. Where if you try and it doesn't work out, you've got experience, you've learnt lessons. So it could be if you were going for an interview for something that you really wanted to do. Okay, maybe you didn't get that job, but you get experience of doing interviews. You'd understand maybe what kind of questions they ask, what are they looking for in that kind of job. So you'd have experience under your belt. So next time you try, you may be a little bit more prepared. So it's that kind of thing, not seeing the only failure is not trying. There could be something like that for you. Going back to Ovid and metamorphosis and the chameleon obviously changes its colours to fit in with different situations. You get this quite often, Libra, and I'm seeing people saying it about you quite often, where you can be a little bit changeable. Again, this kind of on the fence energy of your opinion could change day by day. You can see things from a lot of different angles. You allow yourself to be seen from a lot of different angles, where it could be that you're talking to one person, they have a certain opinion, and you almost reflect that opinion back to them because you're being agreeable, right? You could talk to a different person who has a conflicting opinion, and you can understand their point of view. So to both of these people, it sounds like Libra agrees with me. No, Libra agrees with both of you, because she sees both, he, they sees both arguments. She weighs both arguments fully. Both arguments are valid. It doesn't mean that Libra agrees with you if she can it's like a difference between empathy or understanding and agreement. There's a difference there. So that's for somebody. The reason why I like Ovid's metamorphosis is because he sets things up to knock them down. Now I'm getting that. I set them up to knock them down. Katy Perry and Starstruck. I don't think you're doing that. I don't think you're setting people up to knock them down. I don't think a Libra would do that. You're not like that, right? I just think I'm seeing this as you, Libra. You're very, very vibrant. You've got a lot of layers. You've got a lot of depth and richness to your personality. There's a lot there for people to discover about you. And again, just going back to the diamond analogy that comes through for you a lot. A diamond has lots of different facets. You can show different facets of your personality in different situations. You can show different sides of yourself. You're not hiding anything. There's a lot of clarity there. People can shine a light right through you. You're open, you're honest. It's just that it's easier for other people sometimes to deal with one facet at a time. And so for somebody to really understand you, they really have to understand your multi-dimensionness, the different colours of your personality, and you're all colours. If you shine a white light through a diamond, it fractures into all the colours of a rainbow. So you could be red one day, yellow another day. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet. But at the end of the day, it's just because they're giving me something about the way that light works. So white light is all the colours, which is why when you put it through a prism, it fractures. But there's something to do with your eyes. The way that your eyes see colour is because some things absorb colour and only allow a certain amount of colour to come through. So there's something to do with the way that you're perceived, Libra, and something to do with the people who are doing the perceiving and their own ability to perceive all the colours. They give me all the colours of a rainbow. Rolling Stones. She's like a rainbow. All right, bloody hell, Libra. What is this reading? It's a lot. Libra energy is a lot at the moment, and this is what I mean. If it's a lot, I'm a Libra, and if these readings are a lot for me, imagine what the people who are dealing with you have to go through when they're not. Perhaps they're not at a stage in their own development where they can comprehend the multifacetedness of your personality. It feels a little bit like with Gemini energy, again, maybe with this card here, Gemini energy is also very changeable. It's the light and the dark, right? It's you share this with Gemini, but where Gemini can be a little bit more, angel one day, devil the next day. For you, it's less of a switch, and it's more of just a different side. So it's all part where Gemini with the twin energy is more like, are you getting this or are you getting that? Which one are you getting? With you, Libra, it's like you're constantly all the things. You just utilize a specific one depending on the situation. And a lot of people don't understand that. They can't comprehend the whole, is what I'm trying to say. Right, attraction, Libra, know your values and needs so you are more aware of what your true attractions are. Do not run with the herd. You don't, you stand alone. And that's what I'm getting, you're standing alone with something. Do not run with the herd. Notice what or who you attract. Is this your intent? Right, so if you're, say this is about dating for you. If you're attracting the wrong type of people, what can you do to change the way that you project yourself to attract the people that you do want, right? I've got a bit of a Barbie doll look to me. I mean, I'm a bit of an old Barbie doll now. I'm more like Barbie's mum, but I do have a bit of a Barbie figure. You know, big blue eyes, blonde hair, and you know that does sometimes attract a certain type of person who thinks they, because they already have a preconceived idea of who or what you are, you know, what that image means to them. They think that they can treat you a certain way, or that you're a certain type of person. I spent a number of years proving to myself more than anything that I'm not a dumb blonde. You know, don't underestimate me. I'm not a dumb blonde, which is why I went and got my degree in classics. So yeah, it could be that if you're projecting your softer side, then people aren't quite understanding quite how formidable you are. I feel like you're this armadillo, right? You're the brick house. Yeah, so just be careful. Just be careful about how you're projecting yourself. I've also I quite like to be lewd and kind of flirty. And to me, if I'm being lewd and flirty, it's because I think the people I'm doing that with understand that it's part of my sense of humour, and I'm not actually literally flirting with them. So sometimes there can be a miscommunication with that, right? It's like I've got to be quite careful who I act like that with as well. Sometimes I have to kind of like not do that. Don't run with the herd. Notice who or what you attract. Is this your intent? There is always nemesis, opposite energy to any endeavour you may take, but this should not bother you as it is natural law. Again, you keep getting this, whole business, you know, like this and that are true. You know, you are the devil and the angel because we all are. You know, it's part of the duplicity of people, the multiplicity of people. 32. And it's not something that everybody can handle, because a lot of people, you know, a lot of the star signs, they do operate on a very down-to-earth kind of what you see is what you get, straightforward 2D level, where you're much more multidimensional than that. So it's not their fault and it's not your fault if they cannot perceive quite how multifaceted you are. It's just that they are different. Okay, they're one facet and you're the whole diamond. Fertility is yours. Your wishes will be granted. There is more than one way to find a solution to a problem. Adapt to the new. The word of power here is opulentium, which is Latin for richness. So I feel like you are, because you're in high vibrational energy, because you're so solid and firm within, this is kind of magician energy. You have the opportunity now to attract whatever you want. Your wishes will be granted. So it's like, use your wishes wisely. Be sure of what you want to attract. I think you are sure. I think you're standing firm, Libra. Magnetism and marine life. Transformation. Yeah. Look, I said, before I even pulled this card, I was talking about a change. And you've got chameleon and change. And here you've got transformation. This is death and rebirth. Yeah, it really feels like a complete overhaul of you. Like from a cellular level. Like, you are not the same Libra that you used to be. You're completely different now. It's like there's no pushing you around. There's no taking advantage of Libra. Like, you will bend over backwards for people who love and who value you. But people who take you for granted, you are quitting them out, Libra. Really strong energy. Scorpio as well. Could be have definitely some Scorpio in your chart. I think Venus is in Scorpio at the moment, so that could be why we're getting a little bit ruthless. Why are we getting a bit ruthless? We also have Mars in our sign at the moment as well, and Mercury. So again, Mars and Mercury in Libra. If people are picking a fight with you, Libra, they are not going to win. They are not going to win. You've got Mars and Mercury in your sign as I do this reading. I think they will have shifted by the time this reading goes up, possibly. But yeah, don't pick a fight with a Libra when Mercury and Mars is in the chart, because they've got the determination, the willpower. Mars is how you fight, and Mercury is how you communicate. So like I said, it's like you will go in fully understanding the law and all the different clauses. You'll go in like reading the Human Rights Act or the give me 10 Commandments, but I didn't mean to say that. The like the Bill of Human Rights. What is it in America? The like thou shalt not. No, that's not it. That's 10 Commandments again. I don't know. Maybe you're going in with God on your side. Maybe it is the 10 Commandments. Yeah, and you've collected your evidence. There's the magician, and there's the devil. Look. You yeah, manifesting because you've gathered. This is the magician gathering information, gathering knowledge, watching. Yeah, Libra, you're so strong at the moment. It's incredible. And I don't just say this because I'm a Libra. If I was getting a shit reading, I'd say I'm getting a shit reading, but no. Groundedness. I love Libras. Like, this is the thing, Libras is constantly, because they present as being very soft and agreeable, constantly underestimated. But it's almost like that's part of the toolbox. It's like, let them underestimate me, because then when I show up big, it's going to blow their mind. I remember actually that day when I was arguing with school, one of my bosses was kind of in work, and I was outside the back, and they could hear me, and it was like a side of myself that they'd never seen before. I remember being like, sorry. Yeah, not such a pushover, am I? This is what I'm saying. You'll bend and you'll bend and you'll bend and you'll bend, but eventually you're going to snap back. Without grounding ourselves, we can become disconnected, and it's shocking, right? So Libra, without grounding ourselves, we can become disconnected and flighty. So it's an important aspect to develop. Go to the basics first. Plug into the power of the earth. Avoid drama in situations. Sometimes we need to look at the flowers at our feet before looking to the stars. Humility is a positive trait. False humility is not. That's an interesting one. There we go. We're getting told off now, Libras. Humility is a positive trait. False humility is not. That does feel like... Let me read this whole thing. The gods walk slowly but surely upon the earth. He is of high age and leans a little on his walking stick, but moves smoothly. His shoes are heavy and they feel the earth with every step. This grandfather, Mam, is eternal and wise. But make no mistake, age does not mean weakness, for he is powerful. This is what I mean. It's almost like a Lana Del Rey as well. He took my kindness for weakness. I'm just going to make a note of some of these songs before I forget them all. Nope, already gone and forgotten. I'm going to have to rewatch and see if I can find those songs that I've already mentioned. All the songs that come through will be in the description box below. So the one that I just mentioned though, he took my kindness for weakness down at the Mariners apartment complex. I ain't no candle in the wind. I'm the force that's going to make you wonder. The lightning, the thunder. The force that's going to make you wonder who you are and who you're with. I'm getting goosebumps. So that's a Lana Del Rey song, Mariners apartment complex. I feel like somebody took your kindness for weakness. Somebody tried to take advantage of you, and I'm hearing you blew their house down. Just be careful. You don't want to be dramatic for the sake of being dramatic, right? It's like knowing when to fight as well. Make no mistake, age does not mean weakness, for he is powerful. He wears a hat of the bird of night, for he walks from the underworld. He has the ears of a jaguar, for he is one who powerfully walks through the darkness of night. I'm talking about this card, by the way. He wears the cape of an armadillo shell, for he is protected and grounded, and carries all he needs with him. That's your brick house, right? The armadillo shell. A man of magic, he smokes the herbs of vision, yet he can weave the world together while being sure upon his feet. This, according to the classification of codical gods, is one of the major pre-Spanish Mayan deities, God El. God El is featured in many Mayan works of art, but specifically he's the most famous. The most famous has him walking around the door of the sanctuary at Palenque. The Mayans built special consideration into the depictions of their gods, with every single piece of clothing signifying the character and qualities of the deity. The armadillo, it could be having a makeover, right? Change of clothes, change of appearance. The armadillo with his shell indicated not only an animal of the ground, but the protection of a shield. It is thought then that God El was related to war. His special shoes and walking stick indicate a trader and someone who has to move over distances in a safe and steady way. I feel like that's enough for that, but let's just have a look at the magic. Armadillo magic is profoundly earth-based and grounded. It is ancient and profound and can be used when you are feeling off-kilter and unsure. If you aren't clear on what to do next or have had trauma or a shock, use armadillo magic to bring you stability and power. So there could be tower moments around you. Now, it could have happened. You could be facing tower moments. We all face multiple tower moments in our life. Some kind of shock, something that gets us unstable, right? For me, I had this last week. I went to see my mum, who's very, very poorly, and I felt really like I was spiraling a little bit afterwards. And I had a really big cry, and I did feel unstable. And they'd shown me a couple of days before. Now, as I say, diamonds represent Libra for me. It's your soul. They showed me a completely like black surface and a diamond spinning on it, like spinning. So I was then kind of guided in my mind's eye to set the diamond on its head, right? You know, like the flat side of the diamond, to set it down, and then it was spinning more stably. So you have to stay centered, you have to stay grounded. Then I did yoga, meditation pose, and they were showing me a lot of like lotus flowers, like several like different images of lotus flowers. So Libra, you need to, that brick house is being built around your soul at the moment, and your soul has to be stable. So make sure you're getting grounded. If anything makes you feel a bit panicky, a bit off kilter, what can you do to restabilize? It's really important for you to stay stable at this time, especially if you're going to do something big. For example, like taking the stand in court, right? You have to stay strong and stable. Give me strong and stable government. That's from Theresa May, who is actually a Libra. Make of that what you will. Libras make quite good politicians. People said that Theresa May was very changeable. I think she was just trying to be a negotiator. She was trying to keep things stable and balanced. So she was accused sometimes of playing different sides. It's not that she was playing different sides, it's that she wasn't just going to take a one-sided polarized approach. She was being very Libra and seeing a lot of different sides of the situation. So I am not a supporter of the Conservative Party, and I know that she's done things that I disagree with, but I think as a Libra I could see that she was trying to take a balanced nuance approach. She was playing the center line to hopefully like keep things stable, rather than doing what other politicians do and completely going off on one side and throwing the rest of the other half of the country to the wind. She wasn't doing that. So I mean, disagree with me by all means, politics, right? Vladimir Putin as well. My birthday is 7th of October. Same as Vladimir Putin. So moving swiftly on, change is a natural part of life, so resistance is futile, right? This is what I'm saying, don't underestimate Libras. Dark horses, I tell you now. Change is a natural part of life, so resistance is futile. Ride the energies of change and know where you are going, then fear will lessen. It's not always wise to just blend in with everybody else. Flexibility in mind and body is advantageous. Again, maybe doing yoga. Don't take too long to make your decision. So it may be that a choice point comes up for you. It may be that there's something that makes you feel like a little bit panicky, a little bit nervous. Get grounded, get stable, do your assessment process, but don't take too long to make your mind up. Again, making your mind up. It's one of the songs you got, wasn't it? Armadillo Chameleon. Armadillo Chameleon. Could be conflict or competition. You are doing something where you're thinking about your stability, absolutely thinking about stability, foundations, and who you share that with the Ten of Earth. It could be work, it could be home, it could be how you make your money, right? Yeah, there's the Tower. I told you, Tower moment. Seven of Air. It could be that you find out about some deception. It could be somebody in your workplace, somebody in your home, somebody in the environment that you share with other people, where there's where you should have stable foundations, but there's this Seven of Air. Deception, underhandedness, somebody wearing a mask. Tell me more about that Seven of Air, please. Seven of Air. It could be that you want to be, as the Hierophant. So we are talking about, I mean, this could be a long-term commitment with the Hierophant here. It could be something about, there are 2 wedding rings on this. And justice, yeah, contracts. This is long-term contracts, long-term, either like literal work contracts or soulmate contracts. And there's completion here with the World card. Yeah, there's some kind of long-term contract that's completing. Something's coming to a closure. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to leave anyone. It's just a cycle, right? It's just a... They're giving me, when the world crashes down over me, which I feel like Ricky or Enrique. Yeah, you could be going independent or being single or wanting to stand on your own 2 feet here. And this could come as a shock to somebody else, or it could be that somebody's saying this to you: I want to be single, I want to be independent. Big shock. It feels like somebody's been keeping this secret. Big change. Again, it could be work. It could be that your work is you're going to be working alone rather than working as part of a team, something like that. Or, but this is a really good card. This shows me, Libra, that whoever this is, they're solid. They're good on their own, right? They're the brick house, you know. They stand alone, standing alone. Again, it could be literally something to do with. It doesn't necessarily have to mean that you're breaking up with anyone or anything like this, but it could say something about you're taking on a perspective here on a situation where other people don't share that perspective. You could be on your own here. You know it's right because you've thought long and hard about this. Yeah, you're doing something that I think other people are going to disagree with. And it's going to take a lot of strength and courage and steadfastness. I really feel like you're standing on your own on something. I don't want to scare you. Again, you've got fear here. Don't be afraid. The universe is telling you, if fear starts to set in, if anxiety or fear or worries start to take over, go back within, find your center, find your groundedness, take your energy back. Don't get into pointless arguments. It could, like we had the 5 of Wands, and that's just a waste of your energy. The only person you should be arguing with is yourself, until you're sure about what you want and what you need. Like the Hierophant, justice in the world, that's the closure of some kind of long-term contract. Something's coming to the end. I had a reading yesterday where it was, I don't think, it could have been in like Virgo's reading or something, but there was a reading where I don't know if it was an off-camera reading or an on-camera reading, but there was something where somebody was in a situation or in an environment that was toxic, and they'd overcome so many different temptations from the devil, and they'd really rised in vibration, and they were going up, like their soul was going up. They'd kind of got above the flock. They didn't fit in anymore with the lower vibrational energy, so they had to rise. The only way was up for them, so feels like a similar kind of thing. Like it's almost like spiritually alone on something, but you know what's right for you. When you get centered, when you look within, you know what's right for you. When you do that self-reflection, you know your truth, I want to say. So fear then and will, exactly. I feel like you need the willpower and the inner stability to push through your fears here. You need that willpower. And again, look, it's like this opening of the curtain. She's pushing through to a new dimension here. Like pushing through the darkness. The fear comes from the unknown. So yeah, you're going into the unknown. You're doing something you haven't done before. You're entering a new cycle, and that does come with a lot of fear because you don't know what's going to happen, quite truthfully. Just don't let that fear rule you. Rule your own fears. The time for courage is here. Go and watch that quickie reading. The courage to change. The courage to change, right? You've got change here, and you need courage. The time for courage is here. Fear is only useful if it teaches you something. You must examine whether your fears are old or new. Again, you're closing out a cycle. Useful or unhelpful. Fear blocks flow. I am courageous. I'm going to read this whole thing for you. If there is one thing that stops people from fulfilling their dreams or even getting things done that they want done, it is fear. Experiencing fear is built in, a chemical part of the way our brain works to protect us. Emotions such as fear cause the production of a whole raft of body chemicals that give us the best chance of coping with situations that need our attention to survive. There is a healthy kind of fear, the kind that warns us to keep out of a dangerous situation or stay clear of somebody who instinctively makes us wary. However, it would be a rare person who does not have at least one fear that does not serve them, a fear that is unrealistic or untrue, or perhaps based on an outmoded experience or something that has been buried so deeply we only see the symptom rather than the fear itself. Most fears have been formed with a positive intent of protection. We need to separate that intention out and deal with it in a more resourced and less destructive way if we are able to create ease and flow in our lives. Fear has many names. Covert ones are envy, jealousy, codependence, procrastination, bullying, people-pleasing, disconnection. More overt ones are avoidance, fear of failure, or fear of success. Hello to my Capricorn placement in Lilith, or Lilith in Capricorn. There is, however, a kind of antidote to fear, and it is courage. Fear will put up an initial resistance to courage, but it has no real long-term power against it. While we can be fearful and courageous at the same time, and I think courage contains a mighty big dose of fear. Yeah, you can't be brave if you don't have fear. The two are hand in hand, right? Chalk and cheese. We're talking about two things being one in the same, two sides of the same coin, if you like, or different facets of the same diamond. Fear and courage are born from the same place. We can choose to face fear and flow through it until we fear less and then eventually become fearless. The process isn't always graceful and it isn't always impressive because it may be the slow and deliberate steps we take. Taking these steps isn't always easy. That's an understatement. It isn't always apparent to others, so it should be about us measuring how far we have come, right? Completing of this contract, this process of learning something with the Hierophant, that's higher learning, higher knowledge. So you've been in a learning cycle, Libra. So I think the universe is going to test you just to check your progress. It's like we can see your progress. Let's see how deeply rooted this is. How strong is your brick house? I mean, you're the brick house. You've got nothing to fear, Libra. I want to say, just stay grounded, stay rooted, keep that inner truth alive. It's not about worrying what anyone else thinks. Comparison is useless. Courage is powerful no matter what form it takes. Companion stone or metal aquamarine. Yeah, have you got the courage to change? Go and check out that quickie reading. What is the fear? Where is the fear coming from? Holding back or being guarded. So there is something, you are guarded against your fears, or it could be about saving money as well. The armadillo has that cape of protection, that hard outer shell, but quite Cancerian energy coming through there. There is a defensiveness to you because of your fears. You may have to drop your defenses, right? Possibly. Let me just get another card on that. Another card on the Four of Earth in regards to fear. Four of Earth and fear. There's emotional distance or emotional disconnect here. The Ace of Water is a card about something emotionally missing and you need to walk away. So, this is what you want. So this is what you feel is lacking. The Queen of Water, an open heart, again Cancerian energy, open heart, expresses the feelings freely, loving, warm, nurturing, a huge amount of love to give, and you've literally got the Love card, which is the Lover's card, which is choosing your heart, choosing what speaks to your heart, choosing what you love. I'm moving away from things where there's an emotional disconnect, where there's guardedness. You could have to fear walking away from something. You could be guarded against your fear of walking away. Again, you've got this deception here. It could be your deception that you want to be more independent. You know, you could be pretending to be happy, happy house and home, but this is what you need. Again, if that's not your story, it's not your story. It's take what resonates, leaves what doesn't. And if you interpret the cards a different way, that's fine. You know, it's a reading for multiple people. It's not a personal reading. Self-reflection. Be curious about your own nature. Choose to turn inwards to quietly contemplate who and what you are. I mean, look at these watery depths. This is who and what you are, I want to say, Libra. I do feel that, you know, while the Libra is the Queen of Swords in the tarot, she often has this Queen of Water energy underlying her, this huge, compassionate, open, loving heart. They're showing me the blue, not blue, the pink energy from Pisces' reading again. A huge amount of love for your family, your friends, the people around you. And if you go Ice Queen, it's because you're protecting yourself. I want to say the Queen of Swords is not Libra's comfort zone. You know, that's Libra being defensive, protecting themselves, having the clear boundaries, or learning how to do that. Libra's comfort zone is being in a loving, nurturing connection. Funny that I was talking about Libra and Pisces. Now, some of you could be connecting with the Pisces. I have a friend who's Pisces, and I was joking about this in work with her the other day, because in my last Pisces reading, there was a huge amount of Libra in it. And I was like, Libra and Pisces, you know, what a good team, what a good couple, so much love there. And then I follow on Twitter a page called Astro Poets, a profile called Astro Poets, and they did this love reading between Libra and Pisces, and it was just so lovely. And I was like, I never realized Libra and Pisces was such a good match. So Libras, go and find yourself a Pisces, or somebody with strong Pisces placements, right? There was Pisces Venus placement coming through in that Pisces reading, or maybe even like the Cancerian part of your nature, right? Which is hard for me to say. But yeah, it's lovely, really, really lovely. And I was joking with my friend in work about it. It's like, I'll have to marry her now, clearly. Be curious about your own nature. What did I get up to? Choose to turn inwards to quietly contemplate who and what you are and what you want. Magnetism. What do you want? What are you drawing towards you? The more you know about yourself, the more you are able to steer yourself well. Know what you believe and why, yet be open to the development of new beliefs and new ways of being. I mean, that is Libra. That is all over Libra. You know what you believe and why because you thought about it long and hard, but you are open to new information. I said that at the beginning. I am not afraid to look deeply at myself in all aspects. Talking about the different aspects as well. It's funny how these things, you know, come together. Self-reflection for Libra, please. This is going to be a longer reading. King of Earth. Maybe this is an aspect you don't realise you have about it. Look at that Fortune's wheel as well there. Yeah, like you feel like the wheel's turning, something's changing, and it's going to be potentially very, very fortunate and very profitable for you with the King of Earth. This could be an aspect that you don't realise that you have about yourself. It's Taurian energy, it doesn't have to be, generally Earth sign energy. King of Earth has the bloody brick house, you know. King of Earth probably has a very, very nice brick house. Works hard, very committed, very loyal, very dependable. You know, really puts a lot of love and a lot of time and effort into whatever it is they do. They tend to have a really good skill set. So the King of Earth is often found, you know, doing quite well in their career. You know, good grip of the finances. Taurian energy likes to build over time. It's like slow and steady. Taurus is also ruled by Venus, by the way, Libra, so you could easily adopt more Taurian energy if you need to be more independent. If perhaps you are starting your own business, you know, King of Earth energy, Taurus energy could be very, very helpful for you at this time. You may want to talk to Taurus friends, get their advice on things like finances and investments and things like this. But this is an aspect of yourself that you are perhaps discovering more about, how dependable and giving me formidable again, how dependable and reliable and strong and stable and you know, how much you can build, you know, how you can be good at career, and how you can improve your skills and improve your knowledge over time, and be that figure, you know, the daddy figure that perhaps you need in your life. You know, you can be that for yourself. So really nice reading, Libra. Yeah, it could be it could be time for a change. It could be perhaps you have been playing a very nurturing role, and now it's time to emotionally disconnect from something. Perhaps your children are leaving home. You know, you need to switch into a different mode of operation. What is that? Modus operandi. I should know better because I did do very well in Latin, but modus operandi, is that a legal term? Mode of operation, right? Advice from the fairies for Libra for Monday. Advice from the fairies for Libra for Monday. Advice from the fairies. There we go. Find balance. Libra, find balance. Stay grounded, be balanced in whatever it is you're doing. Find the balance between your work, rest and playtime, and you will have more energy, harmony and productivity in your life. Take a power nap. So work, rest, play, equal measure. There's 24 hours a day. You can spend, what, 8 hours? Is that right? 8 hours doing each of those things. 8 hours of work, 8 hours of rest, 8 hours of play. 8 hours of play sounds really good to me. Always trust in the purity of your heart. Look inside your heart, and within it, you will find the answer to your question. So follow your heart. Queen of Cups, love, choice in love. Choose your heart. Look into my heart, you will find there's nothing left to hide. That's the thing, you are open. You know, people can shine a light right through that diamond heart of yours. Take me as I am. Take my life. I won't give it up. I will sacrifice. Sorry, I'm into it. Don't tell me it's not worth dying for. Fighting for. Sorry, I'm just drinking some orange juice before I start reading. Libra. Destiny is a mighty dragon of great authority. It's you. She has no time for fluffiness, ego, or human dramas, as she puts it. Be above the drama. No drama. No drama llamas here. She and her kind have been hidden in the depths of the earth for eons, waiting for us to be ready to take back our power and stand in our individual and collective might. She wants to galvanize us into action so that we stand strong against adversity and, if necessary, fly in the face of authority to challenge systems that are no longer fit for purpose. I told you, Libra, you're bringing it. Like, those towers are going to fall if they're built on shoddy foundations, and you're going to be the one writing the edict. She says, if you want to change, but it's for the great good, right? It's not because it's like vengeful or anything like that. It's not like, oh, I want that tower to fall because they did me wrong. It's like that tower is not fit for purpose, and it's not serving people to the greater good. Therefore, it needs to change. Have the courage to make the change, Libra. Have courage to force change, even if you're standing against opposition. Stay grounded, know your truth, and you're not going to put a foot wrong. If you want change, you need to be that change, not wait for others to do it for you. You do not need their permission to live your life your way, nor can they absolve you from responsibility. It is your life, your journey, your path, and you walk it your way. Light and fluffy will not create lasting changes on your planet. Have you ever tried moving a large, square, flat-bottomed stone uphill? It is impossible. As humans, you need to come together and work in unison, not isolation. Take responsibility for who you are. Hold your vision of what you wish to create and work together with others. So I feel like there's something there about, yes, you want to become more independent. Now, it could be that you're leaving a situation where you've been codependent, or you don't feel like you've been your true self, in order to really stand up for who you are, really speak your truth, and find like-minded people. You know, not being a sheep that follows others when it doesn't really suit you and it doesn't really fit you, but standing strong and being vibrant, really shining your light for others to see like a beacon. And then the right people are going to be attracted to you, and they're going to find you. Again, please do go and watch that Courage to Change reading that I did yesterday or today. Well, hang on. Yeah, I'm doing this on Monday. It's going to go up. It'll be last week, Libra. Listen, wibbly wobbly timey wimey. It's a coffee break quickie reading. Hold your vision of what you wish to create and work together with others. Yeah, I feel like you're the beacon in that reading. We are facing periods of change and at times adversity. We as people of Earth can only achieve a more secure future if we come together and work for the good of all. We can be the change. The time for division has passed. It is time for us to unite, collaborate, and work in unison. So it may be that you have to, as I say about the brick house, right? It may be that you have to break something in order to rebuild it anew. It may be that the tower has to fall in order to be able to, build it again stronger in the future. Now, I don't know what that is for you, but I feel like it's something that you're part of, and I feel like you are absolutely almost birthing in a new age. If we look at the Virgo reading, they had something very similar where there was this birthing of the new plan, birthing of the new age energy. And so I feel like you have a role to play in that, but you have to be authentic. Do dodge the drama, see people who want to fight with you as lower vibrational energy. So if you're facing adversity, you're facing people who don't understand what you're doing, draw yourself away from their energy, get centered again, look at what they're saying and make sure you've got kind of your response set out, and then go back to it and say in a very matter-of-fact way, this is my truth, this is what I'm doing, this is why I'm doing it. If you don't like it, that's absolutely fine, you're entitled to your opinion, but I am not changing from this path, I am not changing from this route. Right, we're Queen of Swords Libra here now. So Libra, really interesting reading. It's funny because you've been in this patience energy for a long time, and now it's like, it's time, Libra, it's time now. So I take those lessons on board, and best of luck with the future. I am going to get you a crystal. So if you're interested in getting yourself a crystal to help you at this time, then we'll see what you get. I'm using the Crystal Bible by Judy Hall. I'm closing my eyes. It's a bit messy, so I'm sorry about that. It's a bit of an older book. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to flick through. We're going to see what we get. Okay, let's see. Bloodstone. Red-green. Green quartz flecked with red or yellow jasper, often medium tumbled stone, readily available. It's from Australia, Brazil, China, Czech Republic, Russia and India. As its name suggests, bloodstone is an excellent blood cleanser and a powerful healer. It is believed to have mystical and magical properties, controlling the weather and conferring the ability to banish evil and negativity and to direct spiritual energies. In ancient times, bloodstone was said to have been an audible oracle, giving off sounds as a means of guidance. It heightens the intuition and increases creativity. An excellent grounding and protection stone. Bloodstone keeps out undesirable influences and it stimulates dreaming and is a powerful revitalizer. It says here as well, psychologically, bloodstone gives courage and teaches how to avoid dangerous situations by strategic withdrawal and flexibility. It encourages selflessness and idealism and aids the recognition that chaos precedes transformation. No way, look. Tower, right? Chaos precedes transformation. You're part of the change, Libra. There's going to be a period of chaos in between, though, I feel. And it enhances the decision-making process and dispels confusion. It can revitalize the mind if you're mentally exhausted. I don't have any bloodstone, but I feel like I definitely need to go and get it. It says, wear as appropriate, wear continually for good health, place in a bowl of water beside the bed to ensure peaceful sleep. As an immune stimulator, take over the thymus. If you obviously don't be drinking anything that's had a crystal in without doing proper research first, some of them are toxic, so just be aware of that. All right, Libra, that's really cool. That's really cool. Best of luck with that, and I hope you're wishing me best of luck. Namaste right now. We're going into something that feels like, but we've got this, Libra. The universe doesn't give us anything we can't handle, right? They can give us tests to make sure we're ready, but if the universe thinks us ready, they're going to throw us into it, and we have to put all the lessons we've learned into action. We have to be brave, we have to dispel fear, we have to stay grounded, we have to make sure we don't indulge in low vibrational tit-for-tat fighting, right? We need to make sure we're strong and we know our truth and that we stand in that truth no matter what. So be open to new ideas and different perspectives, but entertain them from that place of truth and groundedness. Libra, We've got this. We're strong. We're stable. We're Libra. Do take care, and I'll see you again soon, Libra. I'll see you on the other side. Bye bye.